right, Hockuliner is ready for his close-up. So let's... Hockuliner, ready for my close-up. Haha. Hockuliner, just type LOL, okay? Come on, that's my first... That's my first lesson.
Get over yourself. Typing
only...
in real onomatopoeia. Come on, man.
What do you think? Do you think we're not on the internet? We're on the internet. It's not real life.
Okay.
Only just learning Shadow Demon. So advice on how to play him. Any mechanical tips and tricks would be appreciated. My goal is to get Divine by just playing support. I finally hit Legend rank. Now have lost 300 MMR in a week. Need tips and advice. He hit Legend, though. That's good.
Yeah, he was that's Crusader when we started doing replay review?
Whatever the second one is.
Guardian?
I think it was Guardian. Well, let's get him in here. Why don't we just get him in here and ask him?
Yeah,
I guess that's my job, isn't it?
Tell us your life story, Hockuliner.
There he is.
He is. Hockey. It's Hockey.
Hey, Hockey, what's up?
Hey, my dudes.
How's it going?
Your fucking
He loves
Aussie
that.
accent, dude.
You know, somebody recognized you from on the coaching video that I posted of us. Somebody was like, "Oh, that's the Australian guy from BSJ."
Yeah, how funny was that? I actually read that as well. That's okay.
You're famous, dude.
And it was so funny afterwards, like to laugh at the famous thing. Like, and then that morning that you posted it, I played a couple of games, and in 2 games, people were like, "Wait, are you Hockuliner from the Jenkins video?" Like,
Holy shit!
Nice.
I was cracking up, Lunkin.
That's awesome.
Come on, man. You're going to have to give us some royalties on whatever you go on to because we're fucking
dude,
launching your career.
Let's go 5%.
Fucking launching your career right now.
That's a reasonable cut.
Just do like Aussie Man reacts to Dota games. That would be sick.
Yeah.
No, dude, I'm thinking hockey's going pro, dude. That's what I'm thinking. That he's going to give me the tournament winnings.
Yeah.
Percentage.
Team Kangaroo.
Congratulations on Legend, by the way. Unfortunate that you lost 300
Yeah, bro, I'm melting over here, eh? Like, I don't know what to do. I have an existential crisis.
Hey, that's what happens.
That's what happens, yeah.
Especially when you hit that next like medal, you hit that next sort of goal, and suddenly you're like, I fucking made it, boys, and then all of a sudden you just lose like 500 MR.
Welcome to improving, though. It feels good, and then it feels so bad.
I've heard you guys talk about this a lot because, you know, like I've said, I've only been actually doing this properly, like, you know, like playing a lot for like 3 months. And I've heard you guys talk about this, and now I'm like experiencing it, and I'm like, holy crap, this is what they mean. Like, yeah.
The plateau. And
I don't know if I'm gonna ever get it back. I've literally lost
like, dude, he's saying all of the same shit that I say when this happens.
Oh my God.
I got Legend, and you know the little percentage thing pops up, like, you know, to your next badge, and then like I won the next 2 games, and I got up to like 46%. I'm like, man, I'm going to Legend 2, like in like 2 more games, sort of thing, and then literally 15 losses. Like, I'm so deep under a percentage showing on my badge that I don't think I'm ever seeing another percentage pop up.
Hey man, as somebody who went through this fairly recently, let me tell you what. All you gotta do is do the same shit that you were doing to get there, and stop.
Well, you can't because of the mentality that you have. It changes you, man. You get obsessed with the number. You get obsessed with the fucking number in the medal, dude. Oh, you're so far down the rabbit hole now. There's no getting out.
Yep.
I know. I've just started to understand. You guys have talked about it for so long, and now I'm like, I'm that guy.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. You can see yourself.
The binge losses.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing. I don't want to admit this. I stayed up till 4 a.m. last night.
Dude,
I played all through the night. Like,
he's in the cycle now. He's in the cycle.
So bad.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. The game has been so fucking easy for you up to this point that you're just expecting it to be that easy for the rest of your time, and it's not going to be that way. Like, you might not be at the point where you're playing against really good people that are actually punishing your mistakes, but you're definitely being punished more for your mistakes than you were 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And those little differences will start to add up. And as you continue to play, and like maybe you get punished a couple times, maybe you get a little frustrated because you're like, why is this game harder? Like I'm fucking way better than these people. I'm owning them. And then you lose, and then the next game you're just like, oh well, I can just walk over this next team. You stop respecting the people that you're playing against because it's been so easy so far. And the fact is, sure, a legend player might not be a professional, but you'd have to give them some respect as an opponent. And that's something that I definitely have done a lot, where I'm just like, fuck all these people I'm playing with. Like, this is going to be easy.
Yeah. That's
Nah,
cool.
yeah, I've experienced this too recently. I went from like the rank 1,000 immortal bracket, which is honestly pretty atrocious, to rank 200 games where people are way better than me, and it's just like, fuck, man. I just played in like a top, like the highest possible bracket game basically, and it was the most exhausting thing because you have to put so much mental energy into it because everybody else is, and that's the thing is like I don't even think it's people in legend bracket are like smarter or anything like that than people in the lower brackets. It's just that they are legend because their instincts are better. So
Yep.
they will instinctually punish you for things that you're not getting punished for in other games, and then all in the lower rated games, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm used to being stronger at this point, but the slight punishes that have been happening prevented that. So you're in a completely new situation because of that. You're on a support and you're way less farmed than you would normally be, but it's normal. You just need to know how to respond to that with less farm sort of thing.
I hear you guys, but I still just think it's my team. No, jokes. It's all my team's fault. No.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like you should honestly be just. I mean, you did win a TI after all, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's hell. Yeah, but shout out to him. So yeah, I've been. This is probably I don't know, maybe my 8th game or something with him.
He's
Maybe.
kind of a weird hero.
he's a
Yeah,
He's
yeah. So
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to like.
This is good though. You're stacking it up on him.
Yeah, this guy's
bullying,
fucked.
Yeah.
This guy's super fucked. He has 7 stacks of poison.
Yeah, he should probably die.
Yeah.
Steal the kill hockey. Yeah, nice.
I was like, I did all that work, hey.
Yeah. There you go. You got so many clarities too. You're cool with what just happened. You get boots. Yeah, you're huge. Oh, that's what you do on SD. So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the draft. Let's look at the draft here. So pause real quick. So we talked about mid game, and anytime you're trying to figure out what to do in the mid game, you can generally just do it by like looking at both of the drafts at the start. And I would say the most important hero in this entire game is the orange hero, Alchemist. Like you need to focus your entire game plan around doing what you can to shut that guy down, and then your other heroes are gonna run a train on everybody else.
Yep.
So I would say
this is good. This is exactly what I was gonna say. Like I'm like I've been saying, I'm wondering more and more about mid game on.
Yeah.
This is
because
cool.
I just look at this draft and I see a game that's going to spiral out of control really quickly if people are just kind of generally playing the pub, like running in, just casting their spells. If people aren't like strategically thinking about this game on your team, you're just losing with this draft.
Yeah, and you needed to be placing extremely aggressive wards, I think, and like trying to push
their jungle to scout the Alks farming.
Yep,
and just kill him over and over and over again. Yeah, Alk farms his own jungle, so it's really easy to just smoke up, and you can place wards on like both the cliff spots in both of the jungles because he might be farming either of them. That's the one important thing about Alchemist.
Yep.
And that's this is kind of the bullshit thing is when you're playing against a cheese hero like this, these absolute narcissists play these heroes because the entire game is dictated by what the orange guy does.
Yep.
If the orange guy sucks, you win. If the orange guy doesn't suck, or you guys suck at dealing with him, you're fucked. Yep. That's just how it is against some of these cheese heroes. So Alchemist, you have to deal with him. Spirit Vessel is a must this game. I try to farm that as quickly as possible if your Pudge isn't going for that. You can like farm stacks and stuff with Shadow Demon because what you just did on the Ursa, you can do to stacks as well.
That's what I was going to say.
What makes you say Spirit Vessel against which hero? Against Alk?
Oh, Alchemist. I mean, it's really good against Alk. It's good against Wraith King. It's good against Ursa. Like they're gonna all have lifesteal. It's gonna be really good, but it's massively important against Alchemist.
Okay, cool.
Because did you ask why it's good? It's good here.
I was just like what made you say Spirit Vessel?
Okay. So Alchemist, his ultimate gives him bonus health regen, and that is what makes him immortal. And Spirit Vessel basically makes that not exist. It makes it so that you lose like 80% or whatever of your regen. So he's not going to heal if you put Spirit Vessel on him. And the thing is, like this hero farms Radiance, and then he farms a Manta style, which would take the Spirit Vessel off. So you want to generally try to get one hero to get the Spirit Vessel between the time where he has the Radiance and doesn't have the Manta,
Yep.
and then you can kill him a bunch in that period. Like those are the 2 periods where you kill an Alchemist is when you place wards in their jungle and you just gank him before he has anything. That's when he's super easy to kill. But then there's another period where he's easy to kill. Like he's really strong when he gets the Radiance and you don't have Spirit Vessel. Then you get the Vessel and he's weak again. Then he gets the Manta, then he's strong again. So in those 2 periods, it's really important that you kill him as much as you can. And if you kill him like 3 or 4 times, he's not even a hero, you win the game.
Yeah, actually,
And-
I'll send you a replay ID, Oculator, because
awesome.
I just played a game against an Alchemist and a Timbersaw, as a position 5 Spirit Breaker, and I got the Spirit Vessel. I focused getting the Spirit Vessel as early as possible, and I mean it essentially won us the game because we killed the Alchemist and the Timbersaw multiple times during the mid game. Yeah,
I'd love to watch it. Guys, you're stuffing me around. You're making me realize it's not my teammates.
Yeah, I still think it's your team, but
No, that's really cool. I didn't know that. And that's really cool knowing the timings. Like, and like you say,
yeah, it's such an Alc specific thing, and I hate to give you such a specific thing, but once again, when you're playing against these real narcissistic heroes that just dictate the entire game, it's how it is. Alc is a cheese hero, so you just need to know how to deal with your Huskars, your Alex, your Meepos.
And the funny thing about that is almost all of them just buy a Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, right.
Like, legitimately,
Yeah,
it's good against almost all of those really cheesy heroes. It's good against Brood. It's good against Elk. It's good against Meepo. It's good against Huskar.
Brood's a whole different fucking can of worms. Don't even get me started about Brood. Oh boy, I'm glad that hero's not. Well, I mean,
it's
I'm
good against Monkey King. I mean, here's the thing. One of the reasons that these heroes are so cheesy is because they don't fucking die because they have such high regen or lifesteal or something like that. So if you just buy a Spirit Vessel, you cancel out what makes them super cheesy, and then the game becomes simple.
So can you just say that one more time for me? With you said once he gets his Manta, he can obviously pop the spell.
Okay. So his ultimate and the Manta style, they both apply a purge when you use it, and Spirit Vessel can be purged. So basically, if you walk up to like an Alchemist and you have Spirit Vessel, you want to wait until he uses his ulti, and then you put the Spirit Vessel on him. But the thing is, when he gets the Manta style, he can just use his ulti, run into a fight, you Spirit Vessel him, and then he Mantas it. Like if a good Alch will just save the Manta for the Spirit Vessel because it's that important. So then you have to wait for the Manta style and the ulti to come out, and it's just really hard to get. You can still do it. That's why the item is so good, but you'll need like Pudge to stun him, so he needs to Manta that. Like you need to bait the Manta with something. But it's just having 2 options to dispel the Spirit Vessel is like significantly better. Look at this pull. Oh my god. Yep. Okay, he interrupts it, but that's like people in Immortal don't even try to pull that camp because
I've been loving that pull. I can't believe like you can do it now. It's so awesome. Because remember that was like the big drama with the Dire, like you couldn't both camps. And now it's just like a dream. You can even pull top left now. Like
it's really easy. It's actually super easy.
So
connecting the camps, it's
so much easier. Yeah,
so much easier. What did they actually do? Did they move the map up a little bit or something?
No, they just made the leash longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the creeps actually chase you for a good, like 500 units farther than they used to, something like that. I think that this lane it's a little unfortunate to be a Shadow Demon in this lane because you would love to just have gotten your Jug the advantage in experience and then go stack and farm. Like that's what you'd like to be doing right now.
Yeah.
That's what you see. Like who's really good at Shadow Demon? Milan is really good at Shadow Demon. He's played a lot as a 4, I feel like, because he's super good aggressively.
You can play him as like a greedy 5 though, definitely. Yeah. Especially when you have this useless dumb Pudge. Like that hero's not going to be a 4. He doesn't get any items. Like you can just take all the farm on the map. That hero does nothing.
But generally speaking, I think that you would probably want to maybe get a 2 level advantage on this Ursa with your Jug, or get your Jug to like level 6 before you think about kind of leaving him alone against the Ursa. But I think what you're doing is fine. And when I say leaving him alone, what you're doing right now is not leaving him. You're helping him with the lane, keeping the equilibrium back and stuff.
I would say like while you're doing this, you can walk over to the medium camp right now and just go Shadow Poison it and stack it.
Yeah.
It's such a long range spell. Exactly. It's like it's so easy for you, and then you're just you're just popping off once you eventually farm that.
Yeah, this
you
hero
sort of, like, keep it like that. Yeah.
you can stack like
You
3
can
camps at
triple
once.
stack. Yeah,
if
you
you
can
if you
triple
like
stack.
shadow, can you shadow poison from here and it will hit this one? I think you can. I think you could shadow
Yeah,
poison
of
here
course. Yeah.
and then go up
Yeah.
and shadow poison this one and then walk like over here and you'd stack all 3 camps very easily.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I've got to get used to that. Like, that's cool. Cool. mechanic.
Definitely something you want to abuse with the hero. Like it's a big reason that when it does get picked as a 5, that's a big reason. Same with like Venge.
Yeah.
And when
Okay.
Naga was played as a 5, people would actually spread the Naga illusions and stack 4 camps at once with Naga support.
Yeah.
People don't
Yeah.
do that anymore. The hero's more of like a core now, but when it was played as a 5, like you always want to abuse the strengths of the heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, my mate gave me a good tip. He said, like, once you try and get like say like 2 or even better get 3 stacks and then put him in the disrupt and then you can get you can max out the stacks from there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like, oh yeah, that's so cool. Changed
That's
the
what-
whole game for me.
That's what
Appreciate
you'll
it.
see the pros do. And there's basically like 2 builds on this hero. It's 1, do you have burst damage? 2, shadow poison build. If you have burst, then you go disruption and soul catcher. If you're just kind of like playing the harass game, which is what you're doing in this one, and stacking and stuff, then you go shadow poison.
Right.
The burst build is more so if you're playing with like a centaur in the offlane or something like that, Sand King, Leshrac, those kind of heroes that you can combo to get kills with. But just note there is some versatility in what you with Shadow Demon. I think you could also potentially be looking for setups with disruption into Blade Fury to get kills as well.
Yeah, true. So you're saying for the burst, you max the Q and the W?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's your hero? You have Jug. I think you actually could, like, once Jug's level 3, you could actually kill this lane. Because the spin level 2 does a lot of damage.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely be looking to pressure this lane. I actually just finished a video. I just finished recording a video. I guess I'll probably upload it tonight or tomorrow about cheesing lanes and the way to, like, quote. This is going to be a long, drawn out speech here, but bear with me. So cheesing the lanes. So you can cheese every lane, and I think we've talked about this, Hockey Laner, like in the off lane when you wanted 4 coaching, like you can cut the wave, you can side pull. Like there's a way to just do kind of bullshit tactic. A League of Legends player would look at pulling and be like, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I mean? There are ways to do that in every lane. In the mid lane, you push the wave and go jungle. In the safe lane, you pull using the camps. You pull through. But the thing is, you want to do that to the point where you have the advantage. You want to do that to the point where you're sure that you can demolish them in the lane. And I think the moment Jug gets... So presumably this is why you're pressuring right now. So you're kind of doing it a little bit late, but you're doing exactly what I'm saying, which is good. So I guess it doesn't pertain, but I guess for anybody listening, you want to cheese the lane and get levels up until the point where you're absolutely sure that you can pressure. So with Jug level 5... Now this Ursa can't lane. Nobody can come in lane here because if you just disrupt them and Jug spins, they will die. And then I guess you're also pressuring with the siege creep. But I think when Jug gets the level 2 in spin and you have level 2, basically no heroes can lane against you. I like that you're stacking this, by the way. Okay, you're pulling now, which is...
I don't know if I would pull with the siege creep on the tower.
Yeah, you have a salve too, so
I
you
just
can
thought
actually...
it would die, but
Well,
you
you could keep it alive. You could disrupt yourself and tank with illusions. You have a salve.
yeah,
Like,
that's cool.
yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you could do. You should never just sacrifice a siege creep, especially when you have a 2v1
Especially
lane.
when you guys know that you're really strong right now. Like if you just disrupt anybody,
Yep.
and this is why I would say that the W, going for a point of the W, would be really good in this lane, because if you disrupt and then W somebody and Jug spins, look at what Jug's damage does. Like Jug's spin damage, it's like 1,200 or something right now.
Yeah, it's really high.
If you hold alt,
Deals a total of 700 damage.
That's so cool.
700
That's cool to hear.
damage.
700 damage. Okay, I thought it was way more, but that's still a lot. Like
I mean-
that's almost Ursa's entire HP pool.
Yeah, 700 plus he's losing 25% of his HP immediately if you have Soul Catcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool because I think we get like an 11-minute, like we take it down in like 11 minutes or something, the tower, and I thought that was like pretty good. But yeah, that is so cool. What you're saying.
You can just like another thing you can do is like when you're pushing the tower and you can just zone this guy. Like if you just do exactly what you're doing here behind his tower, and then you have the Jug like pop the healing ward and tank the tower himself.
Yep.
There's no way that they defend this the tower. You can take it at 5 minutes, I think.
You're gonna try and pop him,
Yeah, which is good. You're zoning him now.
but you could have the
but
siege creep
ideally
pressuring the tower.
you'd like
Yeah.
to zone with the siege creep.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
And one thing I do notice is that it's 8 minutes into the game, and we have no idea where the alchemist is. That's kind of a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we've spent a lot of time focusing in this lane, but we have not once looked at mid to see how the lane's going. We haven't looked to smoke and place some wards to keep track of him, because again, as important as the lane that you're in is, what's the most important hero on the other team? It's the alchemist. So you need to make sure that you're keeping tabs on that.
I would say like the ideal
cool.
game state is you guys like abuse the tricks that we talked about to take the tier 1, and then you no longer need to be in this lane ever again because Jug is just free.
Yep.
And if he dies, it's because he's an idiot. It's not because you're a bad support. You did your job. He has a free game. Absolutely nobody can die up here if they're smart. And then you just go mess around with the alchemist the
Nice.
the rest of the game.
That's a good thing that you said too, Donnie, because I think I do that. Like I'm so focused on getting like my core like solid, you know what I mean, and like out level dude, etc.
And I mean,
Right there,
there.
everything I need to think a bit more about. Yeah, maybe getting some.
Right there is the difference between you losing 400 MMR once you reach legend and you know maintaining your win rate, because it's one of those things where you know you're at a bracket now where people will actually farm. They'll get their items. They will get their item timings, and so you need to actually shut down the correct hero. Otherwise, you can't just be like, we killed this guy like 14 times in the lane, we automatically win because we're both snowballing.
No, because somebody else will carry. Somebody else. I was gonna say at a certain point with your safe laner, you have to cut the umbilical cord and be like, all right, if I'm this Jug, I'm just free farming this game. I don't need a support with me.
Yeah.
And then you can just go do another job on the map, such as like deal with the alchemist. Because technically speaking, like this Ursa is actually making space for the Alch right now.
Yeah.
He's actually they're all doing a real good job up here of doing like ridiculous shit, but
they would be happy to just spend the rest of their time with you guys up here and their Alch just farming the mid lane with nobody in it.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
nice.
And
it's actually
it's a really good thing
that realize that I'm noob.
It's a really good thing what Jenkins said about cutting the umbilical cord, because as you climb MMR, you can leave the lane earlier and earlier because your carry will be better and better at being self-sufficient. So you know, be prepared to be like, all right, we got him a level advantage. This is not a lane where I can necessarily get kills over and over again. I'm out. I'm going to go get kills somewhere else, and then I'm going to affect another lane. And my carry should do his job from here on out.
Yeah, you saying that like, and to give, I don't know, try and give myself a little bit of a break. That is like what I've found in a lot of these games. And again, like I can clearly see the things I'm doing wrong and what you're saying and where to improve. But I have been finding there's some games, like the games I win, it just seems like like my core in the lane, they you know, like some people I pull and they're just bitching and whining and they're just like, you know, they're just freaking out because they're like, oh, well, I have to hit a creep under my tower. What are you doing? You know, they don't get like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to say is, you know, some people seem very self-sufficient and they're aggressive. You know, like if they come over on me, like they'll come over and assist and like, you know what I mean, and share damage, sort of, you know, like share the workload. And then there's some guys, like you're saying, that I play with. They're just like so useless. Like they're just crying in lane. And
that's why I think it's honestly important to support multiple cores. Like you get to a point, you cut the umbilical cord. If your child's an idiot, well then, you know, whatever.
Luckily, you have a second one to pass on your genes to the next generation, right?
You get hit by a train because they're a moron.
Yeah.
You know, the train's coming along the tracks and they're fucking trying to run away from it. And it's like, well, okay, you know, you just kind of deserve to get hit at that point if you're running, you know, vertically
down the tracks.
and then the other kid's just like jumping out of the way, and it's like, nice one, little Bobby. You know, little Bobby's my boy. You wanna you know, help your mid laner to mess with the alchemist. Maybe go help your off lane if you've cut the umbilical cord with your mid laner.
It's the Slack methodology.
We really need someone to do a compilation of friggin' Jenkins's analogies, eh?
They're always gross. I don't know why.
It would be so funny.
It's always very morbid, or like, you know, bodily fluids involved.
Crap in the pool.
That. Yeah. But
hey, man, it works.
I mean, listen, what Jenkins just described is like the Slacks method of climbing to 5K, which is just you find the least stupid person on your team and you make them have a good game. Like, just because you started in lane with somebody who's dumb doesn't mean you like
Ooh,
tie.
stack.
You don't need to like tie a rope to yourself and tie yourself to them for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
You can tether yourself to somebody else. You know.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
look at you bringing in IO references.
Exactly.
Aye.
I mean, you got to learn
Aye.
that hero if you want to be a support player because it's going to come back into the meta very soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only reason it's not in the meta is because it's banned in Captain's Mode.
Exactly.
It's the only fucking reason.
He is one guy I do not get.
You
at
think
all.
it's going to be back end before TI? Surely they will release.
I don't know. Then it's just I own every game. It's gonna be every other TI that has ever happened again. I feel like just not having IO would probably make the most diverse hero pool in TI. Dude, I feel like the game's been great and super diverse and
Without IO.
competitive.
Yeah.
Without IO.
Yeah. Agreed.
There's a reason for that.
They should just that's true. They should make him like the old IO where wait, no, that was Coddle who could summon an IO.
They should just remove IO.
In Dota 1. Coddle summoned
And
an IO.
techies.
Anyway, is there anything else you want us to look at in this replay?
No, I again, it seems like it comes down to laning. No, but it makes sense what you're saying. Like even through into the mid game, keep an eye on Alk, pressure him, try and kill him, and that just the tips on how to actually handle an Alk. I didn't know that at all. Like, so that's really cool.
Oh yeah, I imagine
Be working on that for
if
sure.
you go to the net worth and just look at what his farm is like, I imagine throughout this whole time he's just farming away.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sure, Mono Boots is good, but I would probably just put this all towards an urn.
Right. Yeah.
You're gonna get mono
Yeah,
regeneration
I know.
out of the urn anyway. You can just still buy clarities from now, like here and there. But Spirit Vessels.
That was super cool to hear because, like I said, I felt like the lane went superbly. You know what I mean? Like I was just like pretty much zoning. I felt, like the Ursa, like I was getting levels, he was getting as much, if not more, the Jug. I mean,
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just felt like, we should roll with this type of thing, and then it just did not happen that way at all. Yeah,
The way
that's
she
cool.
goes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet, my dudes.
All right, man.
Good to chat again.
Yeah, keep it up.
See you next week. When
Don't
Yeah.
play until 5 a.m. trying to chase MMR. And
Yeah,
you'll
there
gain
you
a lot
go.
more.
MMR.
I hate admitting it. I felt like I was like an addict. Like,
Yeah,
admitting
it's
it.
It's because you are. It's because you are. You're addicted to the
It's
feeling
because
of
it's
gaining
actually
MMR.
addiction.
Oh no, I'm covering my face right now. That's
I'm covering mine too.
I can't even tell you how many times Jenkins and I had this exact conversation for both of us. One of us doing the counseling, the other person just bitching and moaning about how much MMR they lost.
It's so pathetic.
Oh,
so
that's
we should
good.
All right, get the fuck
Awesome.
out of here.
Get the
Yeah.
fuck
All right, dudes. Thanks heaps. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Go back to Australia. All right. We got Reformer. Reformer's